We're back with our NBA best bets here on Friday, October 24th. We have a better slate of games today rather than the two games that we got yesterday. Both overtime spots, don't get me wrong, between OKC and Indiana, and then Denver and Golden State, but obviously a lot more selections to choose from today, so obviously 5 best bets amongst 5 different games. Now, folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA best bets here on the channel. Also on the channel, we've got our college football best bets later today at noon, our 10 best bets for college football week number 9. Also on the channel, our weekly NFL predictions, best bets for spreads, money lines, and player props will both be out on early Saturday and Saturday night. Also on the channel, our MLB best bets are posted late last night for Game 1 of the World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, and on Greedo Plays MMA, our UFC 321 predictions and best bets for the heavyweight title fight main event between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. Okay, now that we got that all out the way, let's get into the first of our 5 best bets today for the NBA, kicking things off with the early game, 3:30 start times now, between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. It's a big day for Toronto, and is this why this game got bumped up? I don't think it did. I don't know. Again, if you want to see what I think is going to happen to the Blue Jays today, go check out our MLB best bets. But anyways, we're going to be taking the Raptors to beat Milwaukee in the first game of the day. I think this is a fairly easy one to predict. Guys, Toronto yesterday goes on the road and beats up on the Atlanta Hawks. A huge victory for them, or 2 days ago, they go to Atlanta and they beat up on the Hawks. Guys, Atlanta's going to be a really good team this year. They made some very good adjustments in the offseason. Toronto wins that game by 20 points. RJ Barrett has a big day. Scotty Barnes has a big day. Brandon Ingram has a big day. And Toronto does look like one of the better teams right now, at least in the Eastern Conference on paper. And, well, they showed it in their one game so far this year. I'm not wowed by the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not at all, okay? Their starting point guard, KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr., is out for the next couple games. Obviously, Giannis is still an elite player in the sport. I get that. He's top 5, and really, that might be doing a disservice to him. He might be even higher than that. Other than Giannis, though, where do you get any production out of this team? You don't. Giannis is Giannis. He's going to put up 1 million points a night. He's going to be their leading points getter. He's going to lead their team in rebounds 100% because Miles Turner's their center. I know for damn sure Miles Turner's not going to be able to go out there and get rebounds. Maybe Miles Turner needs to be investigated for how he played in the NBA Finals. You know, like how obviously Chauncey Billups is now, goes to prison, or at least, gets raided by the FBI. Same thing with Terry Rozier. Maybe Miles Turner should be looked at for his play in the NBA Finals for the Pacers. Maybe just a thought. I don't know. Maybe just a thought. Regardless, I'm obviously joking. I don't think Miles Turner is actually point shaving. Anyways, though, Giannis Antetokounmpo is everything for the Milwaukee Bucks. 37 points a game, 14 boards, 5 assists. And, I wouldn't have this disdain for Miles Turner. I don't think I've gotten to talk about Miles Turner yet since he left Indiana. I think I've briefly mentioned it. But why did Buddy decide that, the Pacers fans were the problem? Bro, you left to go to the rivals, a team that your former team, the Pacers, has beef with, and then you decide to crap all over Pacers fans and say, oh, I didn't feel the love and support from the fans, when they literally had your own fan section up in the 200s level at Gamebridge, whereas invite only, where literally Miles Turner got to determine who gets to sit in his section. But yet, no, I wasn't. The organization didn't appreciate me. The fans didn't appreciate me. Buddy, the fans didn't lay an egg in the NBA Finals. That's all I'm going to say. The fans didn't go out there and get 2 rebounds a game in the NBA Finals. Okay? Miles Turner is going to fail in Milwaukee. Okay? I'm sorry. He's not going to do well here. He puts up 11 points in their first game. Ooh, he has a cool dunk. Yeah, but he had 11 points, 8 rebounds. That's going to be the highest he gets all year long, and 5 assists. He goes 2 for 8 from the 3-point line. Get used to that one. And 4 for 12 from the field. I've always liked Miles Turner. I really don't anymore. I think the way he treated his exit from Indiana was horribly. And you go to Milwaukee? Really? You go to Milwaukee. Okay. That's really nice, man. That's really nice. This team's not good other than Giannis. They're not. And you lose your starting point guard. I mean, you've moved Kyle Kuzma to the bench this season. Okay. Again, I don't think you're going to see any great production out of him. It's just not a good roster. And that's why Giannis is going to leave this team. That's why they're going to get stuck with, we paid Miles Turner so much money and we have to, he's got to start every single game, obviously. I mean, what is this lineup going to be tonight? Cole Anthony, AJ Green, Gary Trent, Giannis, Miles Turner? Giannis is dealing with an injury. He's probable he will play. But yeah, I'm not going to deny how great Giannis is. And this team, guys, this is a 30-win team without Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis probably wills this team to the postseason. Am I crazy to say this is a play-in team this year? Yeah, they beat up on the Wizards, but the Wizards might go 0-82. Obviously, they won't, but they're going to be one of the worst teams in basketball. They're already tanking for AJ. And I look at the Toronto Raptors, all around great team, a very well constructed team. Quickly, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, obviously you get now, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl at the 5, Grady Dick off the bench, Jamal Shed, great collegiate player at the Houston University, Abaji, CMP, Colmore Murray Boyles. There's players on this team, man. And they're at home. This is going to set the night for Toronto sports, okay? World Series starts 90 minutes after opening tip. I get that. But this is the big trendsetter for the 6 tonight, and I think the Toronto Raptors get Toronto off to the right start. I'm going Raptors money line to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They're the all-around much better basketball team, and they're at home too. I watch Milwaukee play. They're so dependent on Antetokounmpo. Gary Trent's the number 2 option, but you take away now Kevin Porter Jr., who's your point guard. Now, okay, we have to play Cole Anthony. We have to play a guy like, I guess, Ryan Rollins. I think Rollins will probably start over Cole Anthony. I don't love that. I'm going Raptors money line to kick off the day. Give me Toronto minus 120 at home against the Milwaukee Bucks. Next up, we go to our second best bet of the video. Let's go to one of our 2 player props for today. Let's go to Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, over 19.5 points in his matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers. First of all, again, I looking at, props and player props in terms of, style of game and how this game's going to be played. I expect a lot of shooting, I expect a fast-paced game, and I expect a lot of attempts and a lot of possessions in general, but a lot of attempts for Cam Thomas in this one. Cleveland's a high-scoring team. Cleveland's going to shoot. They are going to, take very limited time to put up shots. That's just how they play. The Brooklyn Nets kind of can say the same thing. I mean, a very high-scoring first game for them. They were in Charlotte, and they lost to the Hornets 136-117, but it's a team that's going to put up shots, and Cam Thomas played a bad game against the Charlotte Hornets. He took a low number of shots, in my opinion, and he still found a way to score 15 points. Now, 11 of those points were at the free throw line. But if Cam Thomas can keep getting to the line, okay, keep attacking the basket, and just shoot more than 9 shots, and I get it, a lot of his attempted shots obviously get zeroed out because they're just free throw attempts and he gets fouled on them, but the overall line for Cam Thomas against the Charlotte Hornets was 24 minutes, 2 for 9 shooting from the field, 0 for 2 from the field, and 11 for 13 from the free throw line. And that obviously equates in 15 points. He had a rebound and 2 assists in there as well. Now, Nick Claxton was the leading scorer for the Brooklyn Nets in that game. But this is a game that Brooklyn is down pretty big in the fourth quarter. And their starters obviously don't need to play all that deep into this game. And now, again, there's a potential for blowout in this one too. Don't get me wrong. Brooklyn's one of the worst teams in basketball, even though they added MPJ. What a first game for Cameron Johnson against the Warriors, right? More on Golden State later. Brooklyn needs some scoring. They need scoring somewhere. And obviously, Cam Thomas is your guy. He doesn't do much else other than scoring, do not get me wrong. But if there's anything I can rely on Cam Thomas to do, it is to shoot, and it's going to be to put up shots. I expect him to shoot more than 2 3-pointers. I expect him to shoot more than 9 total shots, okay? Now, MPJ's taking up a lot of that, a lot of those possessions, at least from the starters. Like, again, we knew this throughout the course of his tenure in Denver. I mean, here comes Michael, the possession ends here, Porter Jr., because he'd catch the ball and immediately he puts a shot up. I think that, Brooklyn's going to manage to at least move the ball away from him and just get more shots to Thomas, get more shots to who else do you want getting shots in the starting lineup? I mean, it's Ben Seraph, Cam Thomas, Terrence Mann, Nick Claxton, and MPJ. Obviously, MPJ's not playing the 5, but you get what I mean. I expect Thomas to play way more than 24 minutes. I think if we get like 28-ish, 29-ish minutes tonight out of Cam Thomas, I think he should be fine. Again, asking Thomas to score 20 points is not a lot. This is a guy last season who averaged over 20 points per game. Obviously, he got injured last season, but this is a 24 points per game scorer in 2024 and 2025. And in 2023, 2024, Thomas averaged 22.5 points as well. Again, the thing about Thomas and why, he's not great on the advanced metrics side of things, I'll say, is he doesn't really play defense and he doesn't really contribute much other than shooting and scoring. But in a prop like this, that's exactly what we need Cam Thomas to do. And I just watched the Cavaliers last game on Wednesday. allow so many open looks for the New York Knicks. Guys, the Knicks, they didn't shoot the greatest from beyond the three-point line, but there were so many opportunities. Brunson went 1 for 9. Adenubi went 4 for 9. Dukes McBride was left open all the time. And I get it, right? The Cavs are not going to approach Cam Thomas like they approach Miles McBride, right? They're not, like, again, Deuce McBride is a problem if you leave him open, but that's why he was so open, is because Cleveland's like, all right, well, we got Brunson, we got Bridges, we got OG. Oh, here comes McBride to shoot his three as well. There's just going to be shots, though. There's going to be available shots, and there's going to be wide open shots, right? We saw Brunson go 1 for 9 from the three-point line. You give Cam Thomas 9 shots, I think he's going to hit 3 of them, and I think he'll find a way as well that's 12 points right there. I think he'll find a way to score 8 more via the line, or obviously beyond I guess not beyond the three-point line, but inside the three-point line as well. I think Thomas should be fine. It's going to be a Nets team tonight that's going to be looking to find ways to score. They should probably be down in this game, which I think is fine. I hope it doesn't get into blowout territory, but if they do fall behind early, I think they're going to look to Cam Thomas. That's what they've done in past years, and I get it. That changes a little bit, at least in terms of, the share of shots going up with MPJ, because that's a guy who does not pass the ball either. I mean, you have MPJ's not a ball-dominant guy. He's just a guy who, once he catches the rock, he puts it up. So can't even say he's like a ball-dominant guy like Cam Thomas. They both want to shoot, but obviously Thomas is going to play make a little bit more, at least not play make for his teammates, but play make for himself. I think we're going to be fine here. I'm going to go Cam Thomas over 19.5 points. This is a line last year that was at like 21.5, 22.5 for most of the season. I think, again, that one game yesterday is an outlier. I think he'll be much better at home against Cleveland tonight. I'm going to go over 19.5 points for Cam Thomas against the Cleveland Cavaliers. On to our third best bet of the video. Let's go to another player prop, and this is a line that I believe is just severely underpriced. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope over 9.5 points. Guys, for right now, what the Memphis Grizzlies are getting out or wanting out of KCP, he should be able to score 10 points in a game. KCP is going to get 30 minutes a night right now. In this rotation, with some of the injuries that they have, and they're missing some rotational pieces, they are going to ask KCP to play 30 minutes. They went out and got a huge addition in the offseason. They got Ty Jerome. Obviously, he was a huge standout last season for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was part of the reason why they were so good. He would come in off the bench and hit some big-time shots. Well, they got him in the offseason. Ty Jerome's out for about a month. Okay, that means, again, that's another guard. That's a guard who's out. KCP gets way more production and way more time, at least on the court. You've got Zach Edey being injured tonight. That doesn't really affect much, I'm not going to lie, because, obviously KCP's not going to take the minutes of a center. But Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, last game against the New Orleans Pelicans, 31 minutes, 15 points, 9 for 9 from the free throw line, 2 for 7 from the three-point line, 2 for 8 from the field. Again, I'm looking at potential here out of KCP. This is what I was looking for out of Cam Thomas, and the same thing here with Pope. I'm looking at a guy who played a bad first game of the year and still found a way to easily clear this line. Now, this KCP season-long line, as we get into the couple months down the road, obviously, I think his line will settle around around 9.5 points every single night, because he is probably, I would imagine he's going to be coming off the bench, or regardless, his minutes are not going to get cut in half, but they're going to get obviously cut. I wouldn't imagine KCP is going to get nearly the amount of run, but guys, all KCP needs to do in a game is sit in the corner, let Ja do his thing, and here you go. Okay, boom, three-pointer. Shot clock ending, there's KCP in the corner to take a shot. And that's what he is asked to do. Now, I know Caldwell-Pope found himself in a very limited role at times with Orlando, and not limited that he wasn't playing, just he wouldn't really do much. He'd sit there for 30 minutes and play and sit in the corner and score like 8 points. At least that's what he did in the postseason, and really throughout the most of the regular season too. KCP's numbers were just overall down in Orlando with the Magic, and I guess you can credit that to, okay, well, Wagner and Banchero are two ball-dominant guys, and they can make for their own shot, and it's not the same system KCP was playing, where he was so successful, obviously, in Denver, and when he was solid as well in Washington too, and hell, obviously way back when in Detroit. I think this Memphis team, and at least what Memphis has right now with Ty Jerome out, benefits Kentavious Caldwell-Pope a lot, because you get a ball-dominant point guard in John Morant, but a guy who's not afraid to pass the rock. And again, there's going to be so much attention, at least offensively, to Morant that it sets up for KCP. Now, KCP is questionable today with an ankle injury. If he doesn't play, I guess this will just get voided, and it is what it is. I think he will play, though. If we're looking at how many injuries Memphis has, and this is just beyond the guard positions, but Ja's game time decision, KCP game time decision, no Edey, no Vince Williams, Ty Jerome still out, Scottie Pippen's out. You got a lot of injuries on this roster right now. I would think, again, if KCP can play today, that they will put him in the lineup, obviously, and he's a starter for now, too. If Kentavious Caldwell-Pope plays 32 minutes, I mean, he's going to score 10 points. KCP putting up 9 3-pointers a game is not that crazy. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope shooting 33% from the three-point line, not that crazy either. Last year, he was still a 43% shooter from beyond the arc. So we give KCP 3 shots from distance. Well, it's a given he's probably going to get to the line once, or he's going to shoot something that's not a three-pointer. And again, asking KCP to attempt 9 3-pointers is a little out there, but it's not that crazy. I think this is a perfectly fine line. I was a little bit surprised that the under was the favorite for this exact line of 10.5 points, 9.5 points for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, but I think he hits it. I think we can expect double digits out of KCP tonight against a Miami team where, I mean, I don't really have much to say about the Heat as of now. They're just, I don't know, a team that's going to be hovering around the play-in all year long like they've been doing for years at this point. It's not a team I'm too concerned about defensively, though. I think KCP will find his shots, and I think he'll find his shots to fall as well. Give me Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to go over 9.5 points at home at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, minus 105 for the starting 2-guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. We move on now to our fourth best bet of the video. We're going to close things out with a spread and a money line, starting things off with, Lakers plus 2.5. Guys, if the Lakers don't cover this, you're not going to hear me talk about the Lakers, at least in a me picking the Lakers form for about a week, okay? I'm gonna cool it for a little bit if they don't get this one. I think this is not a bad spot for them. Hear me out, okay? I know yesterday I said, I'm going to take the Nuggets because, beating the Lakers, honestly, is not that impressive. I think a lot of teams would beat the Lakers. Okay, hear me out now. I did watch the Warriors just beat the Nuggets. If the Warriors didn't beat the Nuggets and Denver had continued, and trust me, I'm going to talk about the Warriors in a second. But if the Warriors just, got blown out like it looked like it was going, like at the end of the first half looked like it was going to happen, I was probably just going to, just not talk about this game at all. But now that I saw the Warriors, all right, this team's like actually kind of decent. This Curry voodoo, ball magnet stuff, it's never going to end. Whatever, man. It makes me a little more confident, though, about the Lakers. It kind of does, Plus 2.5 on Los Angeles. They don't even have to win. And I did watch Minnesota play Portland. And now, Portland. I'll have more to say about them in about 5 minutes. Minnesota, Portland found a way to lose. Oh, I wonder why. Trust me, I got a lot to say about Chauncey Billups. I'm looking at Minnesota. They've got injuries. They had injuries going into the Portland game, but you know how teams play the Lakers, right? All of a sudden, nobody's injured. Of course, that's what happens. It's all right. Because Ant was injured, a couple other guys were injured going into that game. They're all healthy now. There's not a single soul on the injury report, and that's okay. That's okay. Minnesota's a good team, but defensively they weren't great against Portland. Okay, if you're bad defensively against the Lakers, here comes Luka Doncic, right? And that's what the Lakers are going to be up until LeBron's return. Now, LeBron sitting on the bench and giving literally no reaction to anything was a little odd. A little bit. Now, I know, again, it was not like that in the preseason. Bron was, on his feet for the most part, at least getting excited for big plays. But when you have Luka Doncic going out there and scoring 43 points and LeBron's just on the bench like this the entire time, it's a little odd. And he's sitting next to Bronny, too, and I did not see LeBron show a single emotion that entire game. But it's okay, because we have Luka Doncic, who goes for 43, 12, and 9, and now I'm seeing Twitter accounts call him Despite the Loss Man. Are we dead ass? He's Despite the Loss Man now. Oh my goodness. Are we he didn't get that treatment in Dallas. No one said that about him in Dallas, but he's on the Lakers now, and he's Despite the Loss Man. Unbelievable. Luka, I think he's the best scorer in the sport right now. I mean, again, I questioned last season, but we knew, again, coming off an injury, getting traded, culture shock. He goes from Dallas to Los Angeles to Hollywood. It's different. Whole offseason to really think over things. Committed, likely, to be a Laker for the long haul, I assume. I think Luka's going to be completely fine this entire year. I know he's injured, the groin injury, and there was some speculation that, that's not going to be great for him, in terms of, he could be out for a while. I think we're fine there. Again, Luka's here for the long haul in Los Angeles. What I mean, I don't know if he's going to, I know he's on the 3-year deal. I just don't know how much, we'll see. again, I hope Luka will stay for the rest of his career. It's just we have to like actually put some pieces around the guy to win. But anyways, the groin injury doesn't look like it's a problem at all. Luka should be fine. And guys, Luka scored 43 points against the Warriors, and he went 2 for 10 from the 3-point line. I'm still waiting on that 3-point shot to consistently fall. When it does, yeah, it's going to be a problem. The thing I have gotten over watching the Lakers literally the last 15 years of my life is whenever you expect them to actually lose a game or like think, this team sucks, like I can't take it anymore, they find a way to win. That's the pattern I've always seen. It was game 1 of 82, and I was very fed up about how they played against the Golden State Warriors. I'm telling you, they're going to bounce back tonight. They will. Okay. Expect Luka to, I'm serious, drop 40. If Minnesota plays defensively like they played against Portland against the Lakers, yeah, Luka's going to score 40 points. And I get it. Minnesota eliminated them last season. It's last year. It's a playoffs game. It's a playoff series. I'm not putting anything really into last year, at least in what we got in the postseason. I get it. Minnesota beat them in 5 games. That doesn't really matter to me. This is fully Luka's team, and the guy just needs some help somewhere. I don't know. If it's DeAndre Ayton grabbing some more rebounds, Gabe Vincent hitting those 3-point shots. Hachimura was good. I'll give Rui some credit, even though he only attempted 6 shots all game long. I need AR to be better from beyond the arc. I mean, the Lakers shot 25% from the 3-point line. I mean, we had a 3 for 6 day out of Rui, great. 1 for 4 Gabe Vincent, Luka 2 for 10, AR 1 for 5, Vando 0 for 2, Laravia 1 for 2, Marcus Smart 0 for 3. What are we doing? But you know what? I like Marcus Smart's effort on defense. It's just, he was guarding Jimmy Butler. So everything, foul. You can't touch Jimmy Butler. Regardless, I'm taking the Lakers to go plus 2.5 today against Minnesota. I was close to taking Lakers money line, but you know what? If it's a close loss, will I be mad? Yes, but I don't, I'll take a close loss at this point. Plus 2.5 for Los Angeles. That might sound silly to take the 2.5 points here. I am going to go with it, though. It gives us a little bit of room here. Minnesota just went down to the wire in Portland. Now they're in Los Angeles. I mean, it was a back and forth. Not really back and forth. They were trying to climb back from behind that entire game against Portland. I think the Lakers should be fine in this spot. I'm going to go Los Angeles plus 2.5 at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Luka's out for some revenge here, and I think he's going to get it. It'll be Luka on the Lakers plus 2.5 at home against Minnesota. On to our final best bet of the video. Okay. The Portland Trailblazers to beat the Golden State Warriors minus 135 in the money line. Why am I doing this? Golden State has just played an overtime game last night. And I get it. The trip to Portland from San Francisco is not that long of a flight. It's like an hour and 15 minutes, if that. I get it. You still have to go on the road second night of a back-to-back, and you just play an overtime game. That does take a toll. The minutes some of these guys played last night in Golden State, I mean, again, Curry drops 42 points. This magnet ball thing will never end. It is what it is. Is the dude a talent? 100%. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not really a Curry hater. I'm just kind of sick of it. But no, good on him. Like, he's a talent. I can't deny that. Who I do actually kind of not like anymore is Jimmy Butler. Nothing that he did. It's just, his whistle is just atrocious. I can't stand it. Anyways, though, Golden State beats Denver. They keep on finding ways to do it. Olden State, I mean, we have 36 Steph Curry, 36-year-old Steph Curry, 35-year-old Draymond Green, 36-year-old Jimmy Butler, 38-year-old Al Horford, and they just win. They just win. Al Horford goes 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. Draymond Green, of course. I mean, we hit on the Draymond prop, but what did I say? I'm like, Draymond just hits threes when you A, least expect it, and B, when they absolutely need a 3. Here comes Draymond Green. Man. Steph played a great game. He scored 42 points. Now, here's the thing, though. Golden State just gave up 131 points last night to Denver. Portland can score. Portland's 100% capable of scoring. Now, I know a lot of those points were not Nikola Jokic. It was Aaron Gordon. Now, Jamal Murray played a really bad game, too. I know he scored 25 points. If you watched the game, Jamal Murray made some very critical errors. Regardless, though, Aaron Gordon was spectacular. 10 for 11 from the 3-point line, 50 points. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Regardless, though, I look at Portland here. Okay, Portland scored 114 points against Minnesota. This is a team that actually looked really good, and their best scorer went 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. That's Denny Adjiva. If that 3-point shot starts hitting for Portland, and I know we cannot expect Jeremy Grant off the bench to score 29 points every single game, because that's what he did against Minnesota. I know he's just eating money from Portland because of that contract, and he's coming off the bench. We can't expect that to continue every single night, but we can expect Denny Adjiva to be much better. Adjiva's a hooper, okay? I cannot deny that. He only scored 20 points against Minnesota, went 0 for 6 from the 3-point line, 6 for 16 from the field. It's a good lineup, man. Drew Holiday needs to stop shooting that many threes. went 1 for 7. Sharp goes 3 for 9. Ajva 0 for 6. It's really not that bad of a squad. It's a squad that was winning the entire game against Minnesota too until the fourth quarter. This team is up first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. They are winning that basketball game. Fourth quarter arises. Yeah, Minnesota happens. Anthony Edwards happens. Edwards is the dagger. Edwards is absolutely huge in that game. But now Portland's getting a Warriors team, second night of a back-to-back, and the game's in Portland. Yeah, I gotta take the Trailblazers here. And additionally, too, the Trailblazers have been freed from Chauncey Billups. Are the Jailblazers back? I mean, we're putting new meaning into the Jailblazers because it's their coach this time. Chauncey Billups. Oh my goodness. I mean, and I know, again, the FBI, busted him on a poker mafia scheme or whatever. Cool. Guys, I'm telling you, when the FBI, Kash Patel, when they look into what Chauncey Billups has done, they're gonna find some Terry Rozier business in there. They're gonna say, why did Chauncey Billups, why did the Portland Trailblazers starters not come? They play 4 minutes in the third quarter and they come out and never come back in for the rest of the game. I wonder why. And why is there hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in on the under props for second half in Portland? What's going on here? I'm telling you, they've been freed of this monstrosity that is Chauncey Billups as their head coach, okay? Oh God, I think it was last year when they played Denver. I could be wrong here. But I remember a game specifically. It was either they were playing Denver or were they playing Detroit? It was one of the two. Where it was a kind of close game at half. And then I think it was Denver they were playing. And Denver goes on a run in the second half, and they're up like 10. Chauncey goes to his bench unit like halfway through the third quarter, and they just play the entire rest of the game. I'm telling you, like there's been some fishy stuff going on with Chauncey Billups, and it's not just me saying it. Like look it up. Like there's some sketchy stuff with Ajva lines in terms of nothing that Ajva's done himself, but like Ajva gets subbed out the entire half, and he gets subbed back in for like 30 seconds at the end of the game when they're down by like 13 points. I'm telling you, really fishy stuff, okay? I know, again, Chauncey did not get, the FBI did not get him on anything in terms of basketball related, at least not yet. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be in there. I really think so. Anyways, though, Portland's been free to this, and I know there's a lot of controversy going around Portland right now, even though it seems like Damian Lillard on social media has his coach's back, which is a little odd. And again, I hope I did not get sent-tealed there because you never know these days, but I'm pretty sure that was a real thing, that Damian Lillard was supporting Chauncey. It is what it is, man. This team, I believe, has a chip on their shoulder now. They're looked at as the gambling team because it's a little bit different. Yeah, no, was that real? Nope, I got sent-tealed. Okay, I apologize. I got sent-tealed on the Damian Lillard thing. I think. Maybe I didn't. No, is that real? I don't know if that's real or not. Regardless, though, this team's got to have a chip on their shoulder. Their coach just got fired for illegal poker schemes. I think they beat the Warriors here, and this is a very winnable game for a Portland team that looked pretty damn good. They looked good against the Wolves. They just blew it in the fourth quarter. It is what it is against Chauncey Billups basketball. They get the Warriors in the second night of the back-to-back. It should be a winnable game. So I'm going to be going here with the Portland Trailblazers minus 135. Again, I don't know if that's sent-teal or not with Lillard going at Kevin Love on IG. I don't know if this is real or not. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, give me Portland at home. I think they get it done. No, it is real. Oh, wow. No, this is not fake. There's actually an IG story of Kevin Love saying, I spoke to Dame and he opened my eyes to this being a real-life situation for two of my former teammates and brothers. I took a particular post down because we all know that they are going through it as their collective families. Wow, this is real. Anyways, well, maybe they're playing for Chauncey tonight. Either way, Portland's got it, okay? Give me the Blazers tonight. If not, okay, we need to actually investigate the players now for losing because there's no chance they should lose the Warriors in a second out of a back-to-back for Golden State. Portland's been fine. They look good in game one, so I'm taking Portland to beat Golden State tonight, minus 135. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA Best Bets here on Friday, October 25th. Or October 24th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do this good thing in the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.